Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new, hi, my name is Aditya, and today I'm going to show you an automation that I built for one of my clients. Well, I'm not going to show you the demo, not because I don't have the operations like the last time, okay, but because they have some personal data and everything going on. So I'm going to explain you how this automation works, and then we'll make it together. So without any further ado, let's get right into the explanation. So what is happening in this automation? First of all, is we have a form, as always, a form. We have the form that collects all the responses. So we have the responses right here. Just gonna call this responses, and then all that responses is going to be entered into Asana. Now you guys might be fed up with me saying, you know, type forms and Asanas again and again, but I just use them because they are convenient. And then we have a sleep module. Sleep module technically makes the system automation sleep for some time so that it can rest. Then after this we have three different routes. Okay, so this particular client, what they wanted is that they had a mid ticket, sorry, a low ticket, a mid ticket, and a high ticket. So the low ticket was like a short guide. Okay, I'll just say short guide. And the mid ticket was a blueprint, a business blueprint or something, if I remember it. So it was a business blueprint. And the high ticket was their coaching call. I'll just say coaching call. So based on what the person answers in the type form, so we're gonna ask what are they interested? Is it the short guide, is it the business blueprint, or is it the coaching? Based on that, we're gonna send them an email, and we're going to update Asana saying that this particular person has bought the short guide or the blueprint or whatever. That is the first part of the automation. The second part of the same automation is inside of the email they have a payment link. So once the payment has been done, we're gonna list all the tasks. Okay, and then we have again three different routes for the short guide, for the business blueprint, and for the coaching call. Then after the payment has been done, we're going to send them the short guide. Okay, and we're going to send them another email telling them about the business blueprint that we have and the coaching call that we have. And then we'll update Asana saying that this particular person has bought the business short guide or business blueprint or whatever it is. Okay, we're going to do the same for business blueprint as well, but we are not going to tell them about our short guide or the business blueprint in the coaching call because it is the highest high ticket offer. It is the most high ticket offer, so we don't necessarily have to tell them about the mid and the low ticket offer. So that is why we only have an email module and we have the update Asana module. After that, what we did is we are watching for emails. Okay, let's say after a person buys the short guide, and after buying the short guide, I tell him about, okay, we have the business blueprint and we have the coaching call. Now it's interested in the business blueprint, so I have to catch that response somehow. So what I do is I'm going to watch the emails, watch my inbox. Just say inbox. I'm watching my inbox, and then from that inbox I'm going to check if there was any message. And if the message, again we have three different routes here, if the message says the word blueprint, we're going to go there. If it says short guide, we're going to go here. Or if it says coaching call, we're going to move this different path, and we're going to give them more details about that particular thing that they asked, and we're going to update the task again. Finally, we have the payment reminder. So for example, if someone, I've sent the email to someone, but they haven't paid me yet. But they haven't paid me yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list all the tasks. I'm going to check which person it is. Do they have they paid me or not? And then based on that, we have three different routes. Okay, so if it's for the short guide, we're going to send them a reminder email saying that, hey, I think you forgot about the short guide that you purchased. Here's a reminder. and we're going to update the task saying that the reminder was sent. The same thing is with the business blueprint and the coaching call. Just going to write the same. Okay, that is the whole system. The reason we made the system for them is because they were doing all of this or manually, not automatically. So with this, it helped them save a lot of time, and it was actually very fun to build. So now that you guys understood how the system works, let's get into building it now. Okay, so inside of make.com, we'll first go to create a new scenario. And first, let's have a type form. Voice response is instant as said. Now we need to create a webhook, but before that, let me just check if I have the form or not. Or we can just create a new form. It's not that difficult. It's just three simple questions. Sorry. Okay, we have one response left and we have to make this count. Okay, no worries. We'll just create a new form. Create from scratch. Do short text. What is your name? Add email. What's your email? And finally, multiple choice. What are you most interested in? Let's say short guide. Then we have business blueprint. And finally, we have coaching. I just have to change the name. Let's call it client build YouTube. And then I'm going to share this. Oh, they changed the animation and things. So I'll just copy this, open this right here. Now I'll create a webhook. Call this client build. Oops. Create a connection. Save. Accept. The form ID will be. I guess I have to reload this. Hmm. It doesn't say client build. Why? Okay, for now, let me just select something else. Okay, then we'll go to list responses, choose an account, continue, accept, because I only have one response. It makes it even difficult. Hmm. Okay, so for some reason it is not showing this one that I have right now. I guess it didn't publish or what. So it was not showing me the form that I built, but instead of I created, I used the form that I made for my client. It's technique kind of like the same thing. But so what I'll do is now I don't have to fill this up because I already tested this out. So let me just quickly go here and let me just run this once to see if it has the data. Okay. Okay. So I ran this once because I already tested this out. I've ran this once, so I have all the details and everything, which saves me a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is after listing the response, we're going to enter all the data into a Google Sheet this time. See guys, I can work with different CRM systems as well. Okay. So for you guys, I'm doing this in a Google Sheet to make this more easy. So we'll do add, and then we'll just go sheet dot new, and it is shining super bright. I'll just close this. Yeah. So let's do call this client build YouTube. We'll do name, we'll do email, we'll say program. We'll call this program. So inside of this we have three different programs, that is the short guide, business blueprint, and the coaching. So I'll call that program, or you can call it purchase, whatever you want it to be. And apart from that, do we have anything else that we need? Okay, so for now what I'll do is I will just client build YT, sheet number one, contains header, yes, and we'll just map everything, name, email, and what are you interested in is this. So let me just add all this data inside a field. Okay, now we have all of this set up. Now what we'll do is we want a router, and we're gonna have three different paths. The first part, we will send an email. I'll just write email, send an email. We'll say yes to email addresses. Okay, since it's add a row, I can't access it. Or okay, I can just access it from here. That's not the problem. And I'll say something like mm, subject. Let's say thank you for taking out the short guide. Okay, my God. do I not know the spelling of guide? Then I'll say, hi Aditya. Firstly, I would like to thank you for picking the short, or not for picking, I'll say choosing the short guide. And then we'll also add a payment link. So you can use any, you know, payment processor that you want. It can be Stripe, uh, whatever is it that you need. For this video, I'm going to use Razorpay because I'm in India and this works better in India. Hmm. And this is exactly what we want. We want payment links. So we go to payment links, skip and get started. And what I'll do is I'll create a new payment link, UPI payment link or standard payment link. Create a classic payment link to collect payments from your customers in all payment methods. Okay, we'll do this. Let's do amount is 1 rupee. Payment for business blueprint. Customer details. Hmm. Okay, I don't necessarily have to put all that. So I'll just create the payment link. And if I go right here and copy this, and I'm going back in make, and I will paste it right here saying, here is the short guide that you want. Put the payment link right here. All you need to do is pay and you'll have it. Okay, this is not the best email. I'm not an email copywriter or something, but I'm just gonna use that for now. And you know what I will do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it right here. Let me just delete this module, and I'm going to delete this one as well. Okay. Oops. So the first one is almost complete. Now all we need to do is just do some little minor changes here. So apart from short guide, instead of short guide, I'm going to write business blueprint. Business blueprint. I'm going to use the same payment link because I don't want to create three different payment links now. Coaching. Okay. Now we have this. And one more thing that we need to do is I'll go here. I'm going to pick this equals to short guide. So now we're adding filters. The reason we are adding filters is wanted to run. See, the thing with router is, you see it says one first, second, third. So if you don't put filters, what will happen is it will run the first, it will send the first email, then it will go down, send the second email, go down, and send the third email. So you need to add filters to make sure it doesn't do that. Okay. And here I'm going to go here and write business blueprint. It's safe. And finally we'll write here coaching. Okay. Now if I just open my email real quick, and let me just test this out. So we already have the data right here. What I'll do is I'll delete that. Assuming that nobody has filled the form, we're going to save this and I'll run this. I've added the data, and then see, now it went to business blueprint, and it has sent me the email for the business blueprint only. So if I go to my inbox, I'll see, thank you for picking out the business blueprint. Hi Aditya, blah 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 blah, and I have the payment link. All you need to do is pay it, and you'll have it. Aditya. I should have used a different name there. That's fine. So, what I will do is I'm going to download this for you guys, export. And if you want to, instead of making this, I don't know how long this video is going to be. Instead of making this, all you can do is just go to the description, download the blueprints. It's absolutely for free. Go here, go to import, add the file here, and click save. You'll have this as it is without having to do anything at all. Okay. So we have the first automation done. Very important thing I forgot, that is naming. We'll say this client build YouTube one. I don't know, very bad naming sense. Some other things that I've been working on, and those things will come out soon. So you don't have to worry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add a trigger, basic trigger. So this trigger is going to indicate that when the payment has been done. So instead of the basic trigger, you can, if you're using invoice, you can use, watch events. Okay. Or if you're from India, or you know if you're in India and you're using Razorpay, you can use, what was the module called, watch payment intent, or watch payment link, watch payment, or something like that. Let me check. What was it called? Oops, not here. Yeah, it was something watch payments or something like that. So now what we'll do is, what all details do we have? This person is going to make the payment. We're going to have the name, so we'll add name and add a value, that is my own name. If this any point in time you think, no, okay, this is confusing now, see, basic triggers is not something that you have to do. It is just, I am doing it because I don't want to pay one. Not that I don't want to pay 1 rupee, but just something that I'm doing so that I can show you how this works. Here's my email, and finally there will be a description. Okay, you'll have a lot more details. Okay, when you pay something, you'll get the payment ID, you'll have the date of the payment, you'll have this, the time, everything. Oh, I got it now. We also need the date. Description will say, what did we buy? We buy about the business blueprint, right? Yeah, business blueprint. So I'm going to say description is business blueprint, and we'll also have the payment date. Let's put today's date, so it's 28. Oops, 28 slash 04 slash 2025. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. Let me also add payment, not payment date, let's say purchase date. Purchase date. And if I go back and if I run this, all you'll see is all this data pop up as it is. Now, what I'm going to do, let's say they purchased it. Now, after purchasing it, I'm going to take, okay, I need to send them, sorry, not take, I need to send them the business blueprint. So, what I'm going to do is go here, then first we want to know who was the person who purchased it. So, we'll go to Google Sheet. We need to click on search rows. We'll go to spreadsheet, that is client build YT, sheet number one. And then we're going to add a filter saying that this email should be equal to this email. Okay, only then will you pass. So we don't want it that they gave us another email and you know the payment from paying from another email. Okay, so if both the emails are the same, then we'll find the person and then we'll send it to that particular person. We don't want. So I made some changes in the Google Sheet. I added some extra columns like the purchase date, the extra, and the reminder sent. So again, back here. So what I did here is I was actually recording. Sorry, I was actually talking, but I noticed my camera wasn't recording. So I added a basic trigger. So what happens here is after they made the payment. So inside of the previous module, what we did is we send the email and we have a payment link. Now, once they click on the payment link and they pay, what happens is we get some information like the payment ID, the name, the email, what they bought, when was the date they made the payment, and all that stuff. So I've taken couple of things, that is the name, the email. I took the description, that is what exactly is that they bought, and the payment date. I've added in a basic trigger. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a search rows module. And then going to go to client build, sheet number one. I'm just going to keep it as it is. Then I'll add a router. And what I'll do now is let me just remove this. I am going to put a Google Doc and then go to download a document. So after they've made the payment, I have to send the short guide. So I don't have any guide. So what I'm doing is I have this blog post that I created. I'm going to use that as an example and I'm going to make sure it is in PDF. I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to send an email and I'll say something very simple. I'm going to not, write a whole very nice email. I'm just going to say here is the short guide that you want, take it. Okay, now we want a subject line and say here's the short short guide, not here's the short guide, here's your short guide. Content time would be plain text. Then I'll say here's here's your short guide, hope you like it. Hope you like it. But that's not all. I also have a business blueprint that will teach you how to scale your business to 10K per month. And I also have a coaching where I personally teach people how to scale their business. Just reply to this email if you are interested to know more about them. So I'll just give them an example also. I didn't I said that I won't make it elaborate, but now I've just made it elaborate. That is, I'll say coaching as the keyword, or blueprint. Blueprint. Okay, Aditya. Okay, now if I just click on attachment, you'll see the Google Docs is already attached here. I'm just gonna hit save, and I'll save it again because this means that there is an error, but technically there's not an error. It's just Google, sorry, it just make sometimes just does it. So I'm just gonna do the same for business blueprint as well. And for the coaching, I'm just going to copy the email because we don't have any document for the coaching. And let me just auto align this. And all I need to do is change this email a bit. Here's your business blueprint. Just copy this, and I'll change this from blueprint to guide. I also have a short guide. Well, technically, it's not necessary that you need to show them that you have a short guide because the business blueprint is a mid ticket and you don't need them to go to the low ticket. So, anyway, I'm just adding this. I also have a short guide where I show you, where I not show you, tell you tips and tricks, where I tell you some tips and tricks on how to scale your business. Okay, we have that set. And finally, I just need to set this one. I'm going to remove the attachment. I'll remove this and I'll say, welcome to the club. And then I will give you the exact steps that you need to take to scale your business. Okay, let's keep it very short. And finally, what we need to do is we need to update the Google Sheet. I'm going to go to update, go to client build, and then one last thing that we have is we need to add a filter. So going to row number, here's a row number, and so the purchase date, I'll update it from here, which is right here, the payment date. So after they've made the payment only, then we'll update this. We've sent them, we've updated this, and I'm going to do the same for the rest as well. control, let me just copy this, control C, paste this. Okay, and I'm going to save this. Now if I run this, oh, I forgot to add the filter. Now you see what happened when I ran it without a filter. It just went to the first part, the short guide. And what I bought was the business blueprint. So that is why a filter is a must. So we go to program equals to short guide, and I'll say the same thing here. The program equals to business blueprint. And finally, right here is when what we need to add is coaching. And now if I run this, it will run properly and it will go to the business. Yes, business blueprint. It will send me the mail and it will update the Google Sheet. Now if I go to the Google Sheet, you'll see I have the purchase date. This is the date when the prospect or the lead bought the guide. Okay. So first we'll add a watch email module. This is going to watch all our emails because we've now that we've sent them the email and we've told them about the other two, the mid ticket and the low ticket that we have, assuming that they bought the short guide. We've told them about the other offers that we have. Now we want to check if they reply back to us or not. So we go to inbox. The criteria will be all emails, and the subject line is RE. That is, the subject line should contain the word RE. That is, they are going to reply to to the email that we've sent them. I'm going to save this. Then we're going to go to Google Sheet. We're going to search rows. This is to make sure that the person that is sending the reply is the person who's already present in the in my Google Sheet. Let me just open this now. The Now that the sun has gone down, and now the lighting is a bit better. Okay, we've set that up. Now we'll add a router. And we'll just remove this one. And what I will say is we are going to send them another email. Oh, I selected the wrong one. Delete an email. Nope. I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to say yes. Then the subject line will be thanks for your interest. I'll say here is more info about the short guide. Okay. Oh, forgot to add the recipient, the email. I'm going to do the same for the business blueprint and the coaching. I'll go in here, business blueprint, and finally the coaching. Okay. And now we're going to update Google Sheet. Client build YT. Sheet number one. The row number I'll get from here. And extra, what we'll add is, this is the short guide. I'm just gonna type in short guide. C control V control V. Now just need to change this. And finally, as always, we need to add the filters. But there's one more filter that we need to add. That is, the email address should be equal to, actually it's not the sender's email address, it is the recipient's email address. Recipient email address should be equal to the email address that I have present right here. Oops. But I don't think it will work because I need to change my email address here. I guess that should do it. There we go. And if I do this, and again we do the same thing. No, not here. So what I need to add here is, if the subject contains, case insensitive, the word re, and if the text content starts with case insensitive guide, okay, then it is short guide. But if those exact same thing, we're going to do for the, I'm going to go contains, and the text content starts with blueprint, save, and finally the last one, that is subject line contains case insensitive re, and the text content starts with case insensitive coaching. All right, now that is done, let me hit save. And now we'll test this. So first what will do is, I'll unlink this. First I need to make sure that I have, okay, sorry, I need to make sure that I have this email that I just received now. Oh, I already have a previous email. You know what? But still, let me just make sure. Okay, so I already have an email. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to use that email, and I already replied back to that email. So what we'll see now is what happens. So it went down the coaching path, and it also updated my Google Sheet. So if I go here, you'll see coaching, and in my inbox. Okay, so I changed the email address, so it is in my another inbox. Oh, not here. Just need to quickly change the accounts. And you see, thanks for the interest. Here's more info about the coaching. Now let's make the final part of this automation. Now the final part of this automation, what we're going to do is first we'll go to Google Sheets. We're going to find search rows, then client build YT, sheet number one, and then I'll hit save. Then I'm going to add a router. Then we'll add an email, and this is going to be the very basic, straightforward email that I've ever sent. So I'll get the email from here. The subject line will be you forgot this, plain text. Say hey Aditya, you forgot to buy this. Please buy this. This has to be the most you know depressing email somebody has ever written. Now we'll update a row. Client build YT. Row number, and then reminder sent would be yes. Now all I need to do is just copy this and paste it right here. Just delete this. There we go. I'll auto align this. And now last thing is the filter. So what I'll say is if the program is equal to short guide, then it will go here. If it is equal to business blueprint, it will go down the second route, blueprint. And if it is coaching, it will go down the third part. Oops. Program, coaching. Now all I need to do is check my Google Sheet. Here, if I go to client build YT, I have all these things. Now if I go back here and if I run this once, it will go down here and it has updated. Now if I check this, you'll see reminder sent yes. So for this, we have a new email, gentle reminder, hi Aditya, you forgot to buy this, please buy. And you can also add the payment link if you want. Hit save again, and I'm going to export this for you guys. Okay, guys, with all that said, we finally build out. Okay, you finally seen me build a client system. And if this is something that is useful to you, please go ahead, make it. But if you don't want to make it, the blueprints, you'll find it in the description. Okay, and if you did like the video, like making this automation, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. With all that said, I'll see you soon next week. Bye bye.